Hi, good afternoon. Hi, everybody. My name is Kim, and I'm going to be your host for this afternoon. And I see we have like so many participants here with us today, like over 560 of you, and more people are coming in. So we're just going to wait a while and let everyone stream in so we can have as many people here with us as possible this afternoon. But in the meantime, if you've already joined us, good afternoon. Hi. Okay, so a couple of house rules. I'm actually going to share this with you so that it's easier for you. You can rename yourself with your first name. Hi. So if you're not sure about how to rename your profile, very simple. You just hover over your screen, and there's like a little. There's these meatball. So the three dots, right? They're actually called the meatball thumbnails. Okay, just click on that. That's going to be a drop down, and you should be able to find rename right inside there. So you just click on rename and you just put your first name, so it's easier for us to like identify you later on when we like play games, and if I have to call out on you and stuff like that, it's going to be much easier. So everyone go ahead and rename yourselves first. If you're still unsure, once again, just hover over your own like visual, your screen, and then you should see like the three dots. If you click on that, there's going to be like a rename option, and you can just pick it from there. Okay. Oh my gosh, we have over 600 participants here in this Zoom. That's crazy. How do you rename yourself on mobile? Okay, mobile, I'm not sure. I think you can actually go into your settings to do it. But as best as you can, just put your first name in. If you really can't figure it out, I think it should be okay. Okay. Later on, we're gonna play some, we're gonna do some Q&As, and we're gonna play, some games as well. So there are some pretty crazy prizes up for grabs today. So you do have to stay on all the way until the end of the session if you want to win these prizes. And the prizes actually include some really, really amazing things, including I heard that there's going to be a new iPhone up for grabs as well. So if you do want that, the iPhone 12 Pro is going to be up for grabs. There is a Secret Lab chair gift card that's worth over $600, as well as a brand new Xbox Series S. So those are the prizes for the little game that we have at the end. So if you watch all the way, you should be able to, get your hands on those prizes. All I can say is good luck to you, okay? You can also type in any questions that you have in the chat box during the event. We actually have got some industry partners here with us this afternoon. Very, very fortunate to have them. So it's like the best time for you to ask questions. And during any time, if like you're watching like, a little video, a tour that we have prepared for you, or if they're actually, asking anybody got any questions, etc., you can actually type it in the chat box and we will try to answer it. If you do have any technical issues, you can also, put it in the chat box, and you can also call the number that we have flashed on the screen, which is 6977 9652. Okay. If you're using Zoom, of course, the audience will be muted so that you can actually hear what's going on and everybody will not be distracted. And if you're joining on mobile or tablet devices, please download the Kahoot app to participate in the quizzes and win prizes. So you do have to be a student to participate in the games later. I'm sorry, our industry partners. Unfortunately, because you probably already know all the answers, we're going to give the prizes to the students, okay, and potential students as well. So only students with a valid student ID are eligible to win the prizes. Go and download Kahoot right now so you don't miss out later on. So these are just all the house rules. It's very easy. Yeah, I don't think you have to worry so much about renaming, but if you do need to know, just hover over your screen where you are at, and you can actually see like the three dots and you can click on it. There's a rename option right there. Okay, so I think we still have a bit more people streaming in. Okay, so when we play the games later on, you do have to enter like, your email to actually in Kahoot to actually participate in the game. So after the game is concluded, what we're going to do is the winners will actually be contacted via the email addresses. So you will have to be verified after that backend as well. So don't worry, that will all be sorted out. Okay. But in the meantime, please download Kahoot so that you don't miss out later on, because the questions you actually I think have like 10 seconds to answer for each question. So it's gonna go pretty quick. So you don't want to be like downloading it later on. Do it right now. If you're a student and you're gonna be participating, download Kahoot. Okay, so Kahoot, and that is the app that you will need. Okay. Okay. I think there's still some people streaming in, but we're gonna kick off this afternoon's event very, very shortly. So hang in there. There's so many of you guys joining us today. Oh my goodness. And some people are also watching from the microsite, via like the link as well. So I see over 780 people here on Zoom, but there could be a lot more people. So I'm very excited. Okay, so we're gonna kick off this afternoon's and welcome to the Electronics Industry Day 2021. My name is Kimberly, of course, from 987. Usually you hear me in the mornings on the radio, but today I'm going to be your host this afternoon as we share about some really interesting things about the electronics as well as semiconductor industry here in Singapore. And of course, Singapore is extremely well known. We are one of the leading countries in this industry, of course. So it's very exciting to actually be right here this afternoon. This is, definitely an industry whereby you can actually grow and shine and continue to do very, very cool things. So we're very excited because we're going to share with you, some awesome things from different companies as well. And you can also look out for things like, what you could be doing, hiring roles, what potential do you have in this career. And I always think that that's very exciting because you kind of have an idea of, what your next, say, 5 to 10 years could be. And so keep on dreaming and dream big, okay? So we're going to be showcasing the vibrancy as well as resilience of the industry as well. And this is a flagship event that actually brings electronics companies and students together on one platform. So it engages our young talents. We do have some interns who are going to be sharing their experiences with us as well. We also have got industry professionals who will be sharing, very cool things with us, insights that you only get to know in this event right here for the Electronics Industry Day, as well as career opportunities, which is probably what a lot of you guys are looking out for. So on behalf of the entire organizing committee, they've spent a long time putting this together, getting everything that's possible. I would like to thank all the participating companies as well as supporting organizations for making this absolutely possible. So if you look on our screen right now, look at all the supporting companies of the Singapore Semiconductor Industry Association, SSIA. It's really fantastic. You see some massive names right there, and these could be industries that you could be joining very, very soon. I'm very excited for you. So as more people continue to stream in, oh my gosh, this Zoom is massive. We're going to actually kick off this afternoon's event. And at the launch today, we're actually going to hear from, someone who's very important, who has also made all this possible. I'm so excited to actually have him here with us this afternoon. You can see we have a little program rundown on the screen for you. So we have included virtual plant tours, we have company sharing, we have an online quiz. And in case you just joined this afternoon, of course, there is going to be a quiz later on for you to win amazing prizes, including a brand new iPhone 12 Pro. I want to participate as well, but I'm not allowed to. So you guys go ahead and try to win that later on, okay? But first of all, we do want to take you through the highlights of the event platform. So you're going to actually be able to see different parts of the microsite. We will share that with you in just a little bit. And also, we have prepared this time around 2 virtual plant tours of Micron as well as Infineon. So this year, with the pandemic still ongoing, instead of taking you to the tour, we're going to bring the tour to you, which I think is fantastic because you can enjoy it from the comforts of your own home. You can check out the video. They can showcase so many more things, and so many more people can actually participate at the same time. Last but not least, we have a Kahoot quiz section whereby we do want you to participate and try to win. So if you just join us guys and you haven't downloaded Kahoot, please go ahead and do so. Only students, of course, with a valid student ID and email can actually win the prizes. But you can play along. It's just that, only the students can win the prizes, okay? We're going to save this one for the students. Okay, so stay with us throughout the session, and I hope you're ready to kick off this afternoon's event because I'm very excited. And without further ado, let us invite, this very, very fantastic man who has made all this possible, of course. Let's invite the chairman of SSIA, Mr. Andrew Chong, to give us his welcome remarks, please. Mr. Andrew.
So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome also to our guest of honor, Mr. Alvin Tan, Minister of State for Trade and Industry and Culture, Community and Youth. It is indeed my pleasure to have all of you join the Electronics Industry Day 2021, particularly our young talents from participating schools and institutes of higher learning. This is special. This is SSIA's first event for 2021 and a grand kickoff for our talent development activities for the year. I would also like to welcome all the industry leaders and partners and friends. I especially thank JTC for their continuing great support and E2I for organizing the Industry Career Fair. I hope that this month-long event will allow more students and job seekers to understand the critical role of semiconductors in enabling the function of modern society, as well as the rewarding job opportunities available in the electronics and semiconductor industry. Though 2020 was a tough year for many industries due to the pandemic, the electronics and semiconductor sector actually continued to perform very solidly to support the economy with jobs and to enable society to continue to function safely. For example, all the devices that you are using today to have this conference. However, of course, challenges still remain in areas of supply chain, workforce shortages, particularly due to travel restrictions. The industry is still hiring across all levels, but companies find it challenging to fill the talent gap. To support the industry on workforce development, SSIA has launched different initiatives to stay relevant to companies and workers' needs. They include the new Semiconductor Job Portal, career fairs, school career talks, and ongoing professional conversion program. We have also championed a semiconductor communication campaign together with EDB, showcasing exciting industry developments, highlighting job opportunities, and sharing the experience of people who have started a career in this industry. Today's Electronics Industry Day, hosted together with JTC and E2I, is another flagship event, bringing electronics companies and students together on one platform. It was first held physically at the Wafer Fab Park, showcasing available career opportunities and the attractive work environment that we offer. This year, however, we have moved the event to a virtual platform. This online version has allowed us to create a broader outreach to students, job seekers, and the industry. Our MC, Kimberly, will introduce more features about this online platform. In fact, she has. And SSIA will continue to work with our partners in developing the talent pool for our industry. Please stay updated on other events via our webpage and social media channels. Finally, I would like to wish our students and job seekers all the best in their job search and career. We really do welcome you to join the electronics and semiconductor industry, an industry that enables technology in daily lives. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Andrew. I thought that was a fantastically insightful speech. And of course, he mentioned right at the start that, you are essentially what makes the world work, what makes the world go round. Every device that we're using right now, even us hosting this entire event on Zoom, is made possible because of this industry, which it goes to show how important it is. So earlier on, Mr. Andrew Chong also mentioned that we do have a very important guest of honor in the house today. And up next, I do want to actually say a good hello to welcome and invite our honor State for Trade and Industry, as well as Culture, Community and Youth, to give us his officiating speech. Mr. Alvin Tan, please.
Thank you, Kim, and thank you, Andrew. It's good to see Andrew, you again. And hi, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, and including many of our students here. As Kim mentioned, probably this is one of my, participating in one of the biggest Zoom sessions ever. I think you have 895 and counting. So hi, everyone. I'm sure a lot of you are here to learn about the electronics industry and also here to win some of the prizes such as the Xbox, which, by the way, it's a critical note, right? And Xbox, you don't have an Xbox without the electronics industry. You won't have an iPhone 12 without semiconductors. So I just wanted to put my job today is effectively just to lay the framework and just to give you the bigger picture as to why we're doing this and why it's important. And as Kim mentioned, also would be impossible without semiconductors and electronics. I mean, our Zoom and the 800 odd of you won't be here. We wouldn't be able to meet face to face or online without semiconductors. And so all of the different activities that we've lined up, including the career fairs, the exhibitions, the industry talks, are just giving an opportunity to give you a better sense of all of the ways in which you can contribute and play a part in this really vibrant and exciting sector. And Andrew mentioned about following us online. SSIA, the Singapore Semiconductor industry, has also now championed a semiconductor communications campaign with EDB, and they have a new IG page, so you can visit them at SSIA Semiconductor to learn about what the vital role that chips are playing in technology, and also to learn more about all the different exciting developments and opportunities in the sector. All of us know that in electronics, the change is really fast-paced. And in fact, Andrew, when I spoke at the last SSIA event in September, I said that semiconductors are in fact the building blocks of the digital economy. So without semiconductors, you won't have so many different things. And I have with me like a smartwatch, I have with me in front of me a laptop or an iPad, and all of these are effectively hosting semiconductors, key components in the electronics chain. And you think about the way in which this has progressed over time. When I was a young boy, my parents had this TV, which is like CRT, which is cathode ray. It's huge, chunky, and a lot of them were assembled in Singapore, during our early days. Today, they are basically being compressed. They're flat, like with LCD and LED technologies. And they're even now becoming smaller because they're not just in LCD and LED TVs, but they're also in your laptops, your tablets, your phones, your smartwatches. Our cars also are very different from the past, right? And they're full of electronic components. So Audi said a few years back that a car today includes as many as 8,000 active semiconductors in up to 100 interconnected control units. And you think about it, every single one of them has more computing power than the first moon rocket. I have a hybrid car, and it helps to monitor, how effective I'm driving, how efficient I'm driving, and all of this, it contains these micro parts, semiconductors that help to monitor this. So very, very similar. And you see that in every single, electronic component. You see that in even cars and TVs. Now, digitalization and expanding consumer demand for electronics will drive this continued change, in the TV sector, in the automotive sector. And there are so many opportunities that you and I cannot yet imagine. So Singapore then, what's our space, right? We must have a place in this electronics industry so that us Singaporeans can benefit from and then contribute to the sector. And the good news is that we're not starting from scratch. Over the years, we've built a sector with very strong capabilities in very niche skills and products. And in fact, this electronic sector is our biggest manufacturing subsector, and it employs around 70,500 workers and about 40% of our manufacturing GDP. And over time, as we grow this industry, Singapore has become a key node in this global supply chain for electronic goods. And these goods range from semiconductors to your memory products in your phones to tiny integrated systems such as micro mechanical systems, or MEMS. And what do these technologies do? Well, these technologies are used to make everyday things. So Seagate portable hard disk, for instance, might be a product that you have heard of. It's definitely in your hard disks, in your laptops, in your computers, or even in your tablets. And today, we actually have Seagate plants in Singapore, which manufacture the lion's share of the global demand for portable hard disks. And what's even better news is that the world's largest and most cutting-edge electronics companies have continued to invest in Singapore. And these companies are like ST Microelectronics, Infineon, Micron, and these are good examples of companies who have continued to grow their presence and conduct their advanced R&D here in Singapore. Let me give you a couple of examples. So in October last year, ST Microelectronics announced that they were collaborating with A-Star and the Japanese tool maker UVAC to set up a first of its kind lab in a fab R&D line. And this R&D line is meant to boost innovation and help them to develop new products for industry customers. And just last month, Infineon also announced the decision to make Singapore its global AI innovation hub by 2023. So why are they doing this? Well, in doing so, they can then start to build new smart solutions for them to build operations in Singapore and then to help upskill our Singapore workforce. Now, all of us know about the disruptions brought about by COVID-19 and how it's threatened to reconfigure global supply chains. Really global supply chains, and how to make sure that you can have your computers built along this chain. And how then do you also accelerate the digitalization efforts and adopt technology for businesses? There's another company, Global Foundries, who adopted AR and VR, which augmented and virtual reality tech, to facilitate remote working across their teams. And then yet there's another company called Systems on Silicon Manufacturing Company, who incorporated automated guided vehicles in their manufacturing line so that they can cope with the shortage of the workforce that has been disrupted by COVID-19. So notwithstanding COVID-19, the electronics sector, unlike many, many, many different sectors, have remained resilient during COVID-19. In fact, this electronics center is good news, as Andrew had mentioned. It continues to grow, transform, become more automated, data-driven, and importantly, environmentally sustainable. In fact, this sector, the electronics sector, grew 8.2% year on year in the first 9 months of 2020, far outstripping many, many different sectors. And investments into the sector has become even more robust. So in 2020, which is last year, we recorded about 6.5 billion assets in fixed asset investments and about 532 million of total business expenditure in this electronic sector. Now, what does it mean? It means that about 1,700 jobs will be created in Singapore when these projects are fully realized over the next 3 to 5 years. So you look at investments coming in, it's big number, right? But then it creates really, really interesting and exciting jobs. So what are these kinds of jobs? Well, there are now more than 2,800 jobs and training opportunities that are now being offered to you guys by over 130 electronic companies. So it spans a whole full value chain, right? From technical and innovation engineers to operations and global supply chain roles. And in addition, the monthly salaries for manufacturing engineers in the sector range from about 1,800 to 3,225, median range about 2,575. While if you were electronics or mechanical engineer, you will receive typically higher wages between $4,500 and $6,000 per month. And I just want to thank SSIA because these are really important trade associations and they play such an important role to partner all of these different electronic companies, also academia, a lot of partners here, the government agencies, to introduce new initiatives to make this electronic sector a very attractive environment for many of you to work in. I'll give you a couple of different examples. So to groom and to grow these companies in Singapore, TACs or trade associations such as SSIA is helping to strengthen our local ecosystem by helping to facilitate collaboration between the big companies, MNCs, and the small and medium companies in Singapore. And they support hiring needs by setting up an electronic job portal with the support from E2I, and which is offering, this electronics jobs portal is now offering about 895 positions and internships, and up to close to 2,000 vacancies from 58 companies in the sector. So it's a huge opportunity for any of you to go in and to explore. Now then, but you also need the skills to take on these jobs. So how are we then helping you to take on these jobs with these skills upgrading? Well, we have this Singapore Industry Scholarship, which will groom the next generation of leaders and to develop and help you take on these skills to contribute to Singapore's electronics industry. So SSIA again partnered with SP, Singapore Poly, and industry veterans to launch different industry-related courses, such as Semiconductor 101, Wafer Fab course, and the SG United Skills Semiconductor Technology Program. Now, all of this, there are many of that, and you can go online to check it out, or today's events will let you know more. But all of these programs in concert is meant to help you bridge the skills gap so that you can then cater to the needs of the industry and take on these really exciting jobs. If you're from the ITE is also going to be engaging industry partners on work-study diploma courses to help IT students to find jobs and to take on jobs in the electronics industry. So there are many different things. The work-study diploma, you have internships, you have mentorships, and you'll get qualifications to help you take on these jobs. Today, there are many mid-career job seekers and young undergraduates from a variety of backgrounds, like yourselves who are here today. They are very interested in pursuing a career in this sector, the electronics sector. So there are a variety of conversion and upskilling initiatives. I won't bore you with it, but they include PCP, SG United traineeships, and all of this, I just wanted to assure everyone, all of these are just a myriad of programs to help you prepare for these exciting jobs in the electronics sector. Give you a great example. Oftentimes the working environment in the electronics sector can be sterile, and we have these various clean rooms. And these clean rooms are important to maintain the quality control in producing these circuits and chips that you find in your Xboxes and your iPhones. We also know that many of our younger workers today may prefer a more vibrant and green environment, and we're making a lot of effort to provide such an environment for you. I'll give you an example. So JTC is working closely with partners and businesses to enhance this physical infrastructure for the electronics sector. So for example, JTC unveiled a plan to make Singapore's wafer fab parks, a more lively and conducive environment for talent and companies. And for the next couple of years, there'll be a lot of really interesting initiatives rolled out to the community. So for example, there's a wafer fab park that will take on a new identity. There'll be rebranded signages to feature wafer and integrated circuit design, which will really bring out the unique identity of wafer fab parks and make it an attractive work destination. So that when you go to work in these wafer fab parks, you'll feel really excited, but then also you'll look forward to going to work. We're also going to make it easier for you to get to these workplaces, such as with new covered walkways and cycling paths for the Pasir Ris and Tampines wafer fab parks. And it's going to be near amenities and transport nodes again by 2023. It allows you to meet up with friends, families, and then perhaps even closer to where you live or into your workplace. Now, in line with our City in Nature effort also, JTC collaborated with MParks to help to refresh the roads and pedestrian walkways with enhanced greenery in phases. Now, all of this is so much to say is that it's just going to make the environment where all of these wafer parks are even more interesting, more green, more accessible, and just more engaging for a new generation of workers like yourselves. So the electronics sector is exciting. It's also growing, and it's not just growing, but it's also innovating. So today's event is meant to showcase what this sector is meant to showcase how this particular sector is so important to the everyday lives of every person. If you go onto the website, you'll see they had a challenge where it's 10 entire day without electronics. And I think none of us can survive a day without electronics. But I can assure you that many of us, when we play in the electronics sector an important role to create these technology that make our lives easier, make our lives more exciting. So I encourage everyone, all of you, to learn more during this electronics industry day. Ask many questions, and on our part, we'll make it as accessible to you as possible to have a really fulfilling career in the electronics sector. So thank you for listening to my long speech, but over back to you, Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alvin Tan, our guest of honor, everybody. I wish we could all applaud, but you wouldn't be able to hear it, so I'll clap. But that was really insightful. Long but very insightful. I think you shared, many important points of like, why the industry is important, how there's so much room for growth and potential as well, which is what is truly exciting and why we have over now 942 participants with us on this Zoom session. That's pretty crazy. This is definitely the biggest Zoom session or event I've hosted so far. And previously when we were, just talking about it, I was like, really? He's gonna host up to 1,000 people? That's crazy. I mean, without technology, it would be impossible to do this. We would be sending you snail mails and telling you, okay, you can visit these websites. And, this entire presentation would have been, a lot less interactive and, less exciting as well. So making use of the technology we've been blessed with, thanks to, the industry that you're about to enter, we do actually want to share with you some interesting activities that we prepared for you this year. Okay, so very exciting stuff. We're going to show you the microsite. So for the Electronics Industry Day, you can take your time to actually go about and explore the page as well. But in the meantime, please do stay on with us right here, because right after this, we do have something that we want to share with you, and it's going to be very, very cool. Okay, so more insights. But the first part of the microsite, okay, so there is the company exhibition virtual booth. Usually you're going to head on down so that all these career fairs, right? It's quite accessible. You just go to the booths, you find out more, you get flyers, you ask questions, and there are industry leaders there to share with you. It's all going to be held virtually this year, of course, for obvious reasons. And on the event platform, you will also be able to learn the latest industry innovation and trends by visiting over 30 company exhibitions on this page, which I think is really cool because, you're in the comfort of your own homes. You can still think about the questions that you do want to ask. Instead of going down there, sometimes you're like panicking, like, okay, what do I ask? Sometimes I forget something. So you have all the time to actually go and check this out. It's a month-long event. So this is really useful. There is also a page that actually shows you different talks that are available. So career talks, which are very insightful and knowledgeable for all students from ITEs, polys, and universities. If you do want to enter an industry or perhaps, a certain role in a company, the industry talk from companies will actually be able to help you out with that. You can actually see the different options. They have career talk, industry talk, and even a live chat option. So with this live chat option, what you actually get to do is to, ask questions and have a session with the companies where job seekers can actually talk to the companies, hiring managers, and also at the same time get a chance to be shortlisted for interviews. So it's become a lot more accessible. Okay, next up, I do want to show you the career fair on the microsite as well. If you're looking for a job, which I guess a lot of people are excited to start seeking jobs or even internships, perhaps, there's also that option available. You can actually go to the career fair page, which you see right now. This is where the microsite is. And they've actually posted over 350 vacancies, and that's a lot. So congratulations if you're looking for a job for in the electronic sector. More roles will actually be added during the event period as well. So you can always check back, if you're still thinking about it, take your time and check back every day to actually see what new roles are actually available, okay? And what's more, if you do want to get a gadget, for example, I mentioned early on that there are some amazing prizes to be won. Today, we're going to be giving away an iPhone 12 Pro, an Xbox, and some credits from Secret Lab as well. They got a gift card for you. But on top of that, you can join their social media content. So look at the page right now. They have a MacBook Pros up for grabs, Apple Watches, which of course, Mr. Alvin Tan also mentioned that, he has a smartwatch, right? So that's really useful as well. AirPods, which everybody needs. You can go online to the contest page and also on the event site to answer some questions. You can follow and share, on Instagram as well, and you get a chance to take home these prizes. All the details are right there and prizes are worth up to $6,300. So that's really, really massive. Okay. So if you do want to visit, don't forget ssia.org.sg/jobs. You can actually go and check it out after the launch today to find out more details. And we have actually dropped the link in the chat box as well. So you can go and check out the microsite later on and share this with your friends as well who might not have been able to join us today. Don't worry, it's a month-long event, so everything's going to be there, including this session, which is recorded, and you can actually, watch it later on the microsite as well. Okay, but in the meantime, we do want to move on. We have something very exciting planned for you guys today, and there's over 965 of you joining us right now. So in case you're new right here and you just joined us, because when we started, it was like 700 plus people. Now we have over 900 plus people, close to 1,000. My name is Kim. Of course, I'm from 987. I'm your host for this afternoon, and we have prizes for you to win at the end of the session. So it's going to be a little Q&A on Kahoot. So you do need to go and download the Kahoot app. If you're a student, of course, you can actually participate. Just put in your student email and you'll be able to play the game later on as well, okay? But before that, we also have got, some virtual tours that we prepared for you. We have some industry partners who are here with us today, and you can ask questions later on in this session. You can also leave them in the chat box below as well, and check out the microsite later on, okay? So we do have a little video that we want to share with you right now, and this is actually of the local ecosystem. And I know a lot of you guys are looking forward to virtual plant tours, which is happening in just a bit, but just to give you an idea of the whole ecosystem of electronics and the semiconductor industry, I would like you to join me in watching this video first.
Singapore is a respected regional semiconductor hub. There are hundreds of companies in the semiconductor industry in the country, making up 11% of global market share. The semiconductor and electronics industry forms about 40% of Singapore's economy. The sector has been expanding year on year, with demand driven by new applications and technologies. Indeed, the manufacturing of this tiny chip is supported by a rich ecosystem consisting of multinational companies as well as local small and medium enterprises. Building semiconductors is a complicated process of R&D, manufacturing, testing, packaging, quality control, distribution, and marketing. The entire chain can be divided into 8 categories. Companies in this category design products and subcontract the manufacturing process to wafer manufacturing plants. Companies in this second category own the fabs to manufacture semiconductors. Fabs are clean rooms with various modules equipped to process integrated circuit devices. In this category, the companies design, manufacture, and market their own products. Companies in this category provide packaging services to silicon devices made by foundries into components and test them prior to shipping to the market. Companies in this fifth category are the equipment suppliers for semiconductor manufacturing. In this category, the companies provide the base materials and other raw materials required for semiconductor manufacturing. In the seventh category, the companies design, manufacture, test, distribute, and provide return or repair and assembly services for electronic parts. Companies in this final category provide a wide range of services in the value chain, from equipment maintenance, IT solutions, analysis, and consultancy, to the sale of refurbished products. The future of the semiconductor industry is bright and vibrant. Besides the setup of new companies' facilities in Singapore, To produce next-generation chips enabling different innovations, companies are also investing in their employees, upskilling and reskilling, building the local talent pool to meet the challenges of advanced technologies.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. So you can actually see how broad and how deep, as well as how diverse the electronics as well as semiconductor industry truly is. And I feel like it's really exciting and also encouraging to be part of an industry that is growing despite, what the world is facing today, in the pandemic. So this is something very exciting. And right now, I'm sure going into plant tours is something that, you guys look forward to. Unfortunately, this year we can't take you down physically, but the good news is we've decided to bring the tours to you instead, and now we can share it with almost 1,000 people at the same time. So I think this is really fantastic. This will give us new perspectives as well as looking at and into working life in this sector. So right now, I'm actually going to be handing the session over to Micron, one of the industries that Mr. Alvin Tan mentioned and brought up earlier on as well. Massive industry player, and as a company, Micron has over 40 years of business technology leadership and employs across approximately 40,000 people across 17 different countries, with approximately 8,000 of these team members in Singapore. So that's a very big team we have here. Now, they will be taking us on a virtual tour around one of the three sites actually of Micron Singapore, where the world's most technological advanced NAND is produced. So let's check out this video and enjoy the virtual plant tour.
Our world, our experience, is being transformed by data. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, predictive analytics, neural networks, these aren't technologies of tomorrow. They're here today, analyzing, modeling, predicting, and discovering, uncovering deeper, more human insights, and enriching life's experiences. And it's all made possible with Micron. Our memory and storage is at the foundation of this data transformation, storing the data generated by practically every type of smart device and high-speed computer on the planet, and pushing processing to the next level. 2.5 quintillion bytes per day, every day, and growing exponentially. An infinite torrent of data. We're turning information into insight and activating data to reach higher realms of productivity and innovation.
Welcome to Micron Technology, where we transform how the world uses information to enrich life for all. Backed by over 40 years of business technology leadership, Micron is a world leader in innovating memory and storage solutions that accelerate the transformation of information into intelligence, inspiring the world to learn, communicate, and advance faster than ever. Micron has grown into a global semiconductor juggernaut, employing 40,000 people across 17 countries, with approximately 8,000 team members in Singapore. Our Singapore site serves as Micron Technology's headquarters for our worldwide operations and is home to our largest manufacturing footprint. Singapore is also Micron's designated NAND Center of Excellence, driving the implementation of company's leading-edge 3D NAND production for use in mobile, automotive, client, consumer, and data center applications.
Hi everyone, my name is Minnie and I will be your host for today's virtual tour in Micron. I joined Micron as a workforce development engineer since I graduated from NUS Chemical Engineering back in 2019. My team provides training solutions to enhance the technical capabilities of our team members, and as the program owner for our new hire training, I enjoy shaping the onboarding experience for our new hires as well as interacting with them. One thing that I love about Micron is how we can always anticipate exciting innovation coming from the team here. Micron Singapore is one of the first factories in Singapore to be recognized for innovation and sustainability by the World Economic Forum Global Lighthouse Network. And on top of that, Micron's 176-layer NAND, the world's most technologically advanced NAND, is produced and assembled here in Singapore. These awards and recognition in innovation are made possible with Micron's value of people. Micron achieved 7th place in the 2020 Singapore Great Place to Work for medium and large workplaces and was part of the top 15 for Singapore's 100 leading graduate employers in 2020. I'm also proud to share that Micron houses the highest number of women engineers in Singapore across all Micron sites worldwide. Joining me today is Leonard, Shami, and Benita, who will also be sharing with you interesting aspects of their experiences in Micron. Now, we are located here in Micron's Fab 10N site, one of the 3 Micron sites in Singapore. Our diverse workforce is made up of about 8,000 team members from 30 nationalities. And our site area can fit in more than 2 Marina Bay Sands. Our 300mm wafer fab also houses a state-of-the-art clean room, which is truly fascinating. Without further ado, let's take a look at what Micron Singapore produces here.
Technology. It makes us think of numbers, data analytics, and math. All the stuff that goes in your head. But the truth is, the head is powerless if not fueled by the heart. And memory is the heart of technology. The driving force that pumps life into every product, application, and innovation it touches. Our automated material handling system works tirelessly transporting cassettes of silicon wafers. Individual memory chips or die are built upon pure silicon wafer in the wafer fabrication facility. Fabs are state-of-the-art clean room that are 100 times cleaner than a hospital operating room to ensure silicon wafers are protected from ambient contamination. Each wafer may be moved more than 1,000 processes, and it takes more than 1 month to produce a memory chip. In Micron, we introduced and linked sensors like cameras and acoustic sensors to gather even more data that allows us to further improve our production processes using the very technology that Micron produces as we deploy smart manufacturing, AI solutions at scale in our factories. Upon completion of the processing in fab, wafers are moved to probe, where initial functionality test is performed on each die on the wafer. Probe card positions probe needles on each die to send and receive test data. This information are used to generate a map of all the dies on the wafers, and only good dies will continue in the manufacturing process. Wafers are first thinned and attached an adhesive backing and then diced into individual dies using a diamond-edged saw. A solid gold wire is used to connect each chip to the circuit board. Every memory chip Micron manufactured undergoes hundreds of tests to ensure it meets the highest quality standard. All qualified parts are laser marked with part numbers and other identifying information. And in our Micron's remote operations center, or even at the office desk, engineers are able to monitor and troubleshoot wafer fabrication processes without needing to step into the clean room.
Hi, I'm Leonard, a process and equipment engineer in web process, which is one of our modules, which I've been inside for more than 2 years. When I first started looking for a career, I wanted a role that will allow me to make a big impact to the world. Micron's innovations are essential to the development of 5G technology, and that gave me a lot of motivation and sense of purpose, knowing that the stellar work we do is contributing to big improvements in this world. At Micron, we harness big data to advance research, and to achieve this, we use a lot of automation, both hardware and software. To increase productivity, we have invested a lot of resources into automating many of its processes to make it into a smart fab of today. So this is the best place to explore cutting-edge ways to be even more efficient. Handling of wafers and tools are mostly remote through our auto material handling system that looks very much like an overhead light rapid transit or LRT. In my background, you can see our Remote Operations Center or ROC, where our operational efficiency is greatly improved using a centralized communication model, resulting in faster decision making and execution. For someone who is relatively new to this industry, my role as a process and equipment engineer was intense when I first started. Much of the learning was done where I tried to work with software for data analytics. But as they say, practice makes perfect. My department has a lot of helpful seniors who contributed to a 101 guide to document issues faced by our engineers so that others can use it as a reference. We help each other get over the roadblocks. And now, even I contribute to this guide. At Micron, it's not all about work. Because I like to organize events, I take part in MYPSG or Micron Young Professionals, which creates events for my fellow peers to learn and bond with each other. I especially enjoyed our mentor and new hire appreciation day, as well as cross-site games day. Previously, I've never danced for an event prior to entering the workforce, but I took up this opportunity to learn from one of the introductory courses offered in our workplace. And through this, I got to know more of the dance as well as the dancers. That was very fun, and since then I've been dancing wherever there's a dance segment for any event. Well, enough about me. So over to you now, Shami.
Thank you, Leonard. Hi everyone, I'm Shami and I graduated last year in 2020 from NTU's Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering degree. I'm currently in my 8th month in Micron, and similar to Leonard, I'm actually a process and equipment engineer. But I'm working on a different module, a module known as Chemical and Mechanical Planarization or CMP. I actually started off my whole Micron journey as an intern in Micron Fab 10W in the wet process module. So what I did as an intern was actually production evaluations and experiments, and in fact, I was actually empowered more like an engineer. In fact, I actually had the opportunity to compile all my findings and present it to senior management that includes both my director and my senior director. During this 6 months of internship, I was also exposed to be involved in a lot of large-scale events such as the opening of Fab 10A and expansion to World Fab 10N and X back in 2019. Overall, this actually contributed to giving me a very holistic and insightful learning experience. So what exactly do I do as a CMP process and equipment engineer? It actually involves handling a lot of day-to-day production issues and providing process optimization solutions. In fact, when you troubleshoot processes, it involves a lot of learning and leveraging data analytics and Industry 4.0 advancements. I'm exposed to new processes and new equipment, and evidently it will expose me more to new learning opportunities. Fast forwarding my 8 months here in Micron, and I've been involved in more large-scale events yet again. So I actually served as a moderator for a ministerial forum, as well as a moderator for our Diversity, Equality and Inclusion event, or DEI for short. So that being said, I'm actually an active member in our DEI committee known as Mosaic, and I'm actually part of the Experience Subcom. So what exactly does Mosaic do? It's an employee resource group that encourages diversity in culture, race, views and experiences. And how I contribute is to actually encourage and inculcate this sense of diversity, acceptance and inclusion within Micron family through events and programs alike. So just for your info, behind me is actually a snapshot of Micron's gym. And as you can see, we actually have a full-fledged gym here in Micron. Now over to you, Vinita.
Thank you, Shami. Hi everyone, I am Vinita here, and I studied Electrical Electronics Engineering from Nanyang Technological University. I graduated in the year of 2019 and joined Micron as my first job in June 2019 as well. So I must say that, as a fresh grad, I was pretty nervous that how's my first job gonna be, but Micron was amazing. They gave me a very warm welcome, and it has already been 1.5 years since I joined Micron. Time really flies, when you're working at a great place like Micron, which was ranked as 7th this year. So I'm currently a failure analysis engineer at the Global Quality Department, and I have immensely learned a lot of new skills that I didn't learn in uni when I was studying. definitely I have to thank my team, my colleagues, my manager, who has been very encouraging and supportive. The first piece of advice that my manager ever gave me at Micron was to think out of the box and to approach new ideas. I think that was something that had pushed me greatly at that time because I got the liberty to follow my instincts, but at the same time have the guidance of my seniors, my colleagues. My colleagues are not just my working partners, but they are also my friends with whom I can discuss about everything, be it work-related or food. They kind of create a family for me away from my home. So I have had probably one of the best experiences of my life while working here in Micron so far, thanks to my team and the family that I have here. Apart from work, I think one thing I have been very grateful about is the ERGs, the Employment Resource Groups that we have in Micron. It allowed me to kind of work on my interests apart from my engineering life, and such as emceeing, dancing, community service. I have been able to experience all of them thanks to all these ERGs. I'm currently a member of the Micron Young Professionals Singapore and a contributing committee member of the Community Outreach Pillar. Over the past 1.5 years, we have conducted quite a few community outreach events, and it has been the kind of time which I like to spend contributing back to the community. So like I was saying that, you get to enjoy your interests. So where exactly do I do that? As you can see in my virtual background here, which is the social area, you can see there is actually a courtyard right behind me where there's a basketball court. There's also a gym, there's an MSP lounge, there is a dance studio as well with mirrors. So we have a lot of in-house facilities where we get to experience different kind of activities like Zumba and even yoga. One thing for sure is that as a fresh grad myself, it's been such an enjoyable journey, especially because it's my first job. I've been able to experience not just holistic development in terms of my work, but in terms of my interest as well. So this is all from me. Now right back at Minnie, who's having a great time in our in-house coffee bean. So Minnie, right at you.
Thank you, Leonard, Shami, and Benita for the sharing on your exciting journey in Micron. Maintaining a successful global footprint includes a dedication to sustainable manufacturing practices and a commitment to supporting the communities where we work and live. I am proud that Micron is consistently looking for new ways to reduce our impact on the environment in a wide range of areas including water management, energy efficiency, and recycling. Through the Micron Foundation, we promote STEM or science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education to children around the world and address basic human needs through our grants, programs, and volunteer efforts. During the unprecedented times of the COVID-19 pandemic, Micron has been and still is committed to prioritizing the safety and well-being of our people while maintaining business operations to ensure achievement of our milestones. Site-safe management measures were implemented swiftly while complying with and often exceeding government regulations. Resources and information are also readily available and communicated in a timely manner. I've also witnessed the tenacity of our teams to adapt quickly and find new ways to collaborate remotely despite the physical segregation. Coupled with the innovative thinking and strong guidance of our leadership team, I'm confident that Micron will continue to excel no matter the challenges that lie ahead of us. So, what is your higher calling? Before we go into our quiz with prizes to be won, let us take a look at how our work in Micron impacts the lives for all.
That was such an inspiring video. We're really proud to be recognized as a great place to work for 2 consecutive years in a row. We hope you have all learned a bit about Micron so far because we'll now be having a very exciting segment where we'll play a short quiz using Kahoot. There will be a total of 8 questions about Micron from the virtual planter today, and the top 3 winners will stand a chance to walk away with a Micron 512GB SSD each. To join the game, simply go to www.kahoot.it on your phone or PC browser and enter the game pin 4772359. Then input your nickname and email address so that we can contact you if you win. Do take note that you must be a student to join the game. Right, I can see some of you who are in the game right now. And while we're waiting for more participants to join us in Kahoot, I have 3 quick tips to share with you on how you can rack up those points. So first of all, you have to be really fast. So speed is key. The fastest fingers get the highest scores. Second, you need to be accurate. So make sure you get the right answers. And third, consistency. Consecutive correct answers can give you some bonus points. So remember, speed, accuracy, and consistency. Wow, we're really going up really fast in the number of participants we have. We have about 300 of you here. So thank you for joining us in Kahoot. And if you haven't yet done so, please go to www.kahoot.it on your phone or PC browser and enter the game pin 4772359. Then input your nickname and your email address so that if you do win, we can contact you for the prize collection. And do take note that you must be a current student to join the game. Right, and remember my 3 tips on speed, accuracy, and consistency. So the answers to our 8 questions can be found during the virtual tour that you have just seen. Right, we have quite a number of participants in the game, over 500 of you. Right, without further ado, I think we can start now. So get your fingers ready for the first question. Now, how many countries is Micron located at?
10, 15, 17.
Right. You have 10 seconds and the answer is 17. I see most of you have gotten the answer correct. So let's take a look at our scoreboard. We have Ohio up top in the first place, followed closely by Jinta and Balaji. So don't worry, I'm sure this is just a warm-up for you guys. In addition to Singapore, we also have Micron facilities in USA, China, Taiwan, Japan, and Malaysia. Let's move on to the second question. How many physical locations does Micron Singapore have? Is it 2, 3, 4, or 5? Wow, you guys are really fast. And of course, the correct answer is 3. Well done. Some changes there. Balaji has gone up from 3rd place to 2nd place with, is that Micrometer up in 3rd place? And Ohio, you are doing great. So keep it up, guys. Let's move on to looking at where the 3 sites in Singapore is at. So Micron Singapore facilities are located at Woodlands, North Coast Drive, as well as Bendemeer Road. In the third question, Micron's most technologically advanced NAND in the world is produced and assembled in which country? USA, India, Taiwan, or Singapore? I'm sure if you have paid close attention, you would know the answer is Singapore. Right, a majority of you got it correct. Changes. Micrometer is up in 1st place with Balaji still in 2nd position, as well as TX, Jinda, and JT. Good job, guys. Keep it up. Well, next, how many layers does Micron's latest 3D flash memory consist of? 64, 128, 176, or 800? It is none other than 176. That is the world's most technologically advanced NAND, and it is an accomplishment that we are very proud of. So let's take a look at how we are doing so far. Balaji is back in the game at 1st place, followed by Micrometer and JT. Well, we still have a few more questions to go. So what is the area that Micron centralizes and controls fabrication facility cleanroom operations? And it is the Remote Operations Center. I'm sure some of you would have noticed that it was in Leonard's background while he was sharing his experience. So let's look at our current scoreboard. Wow, Balaji is really up in his game with JT, CT, MH, Peter, and Micrometer. Tough round here. So let's look at the next question. How do we transfer cassettes of wafers in the fab? We have different modes of transport here. But the answer is the AMHS. Well done, you guys have been paying close attention. Let's check out our current scoreboard lineup. Ooh, really close call here. We have Balaji clinching the first place still, CT, MH, and Peter. Well, we have 2 more questions, so not to worry. What does ERG stand for? I think it can be quite tricky here. You gotta get the spelling right. So let's see what you guys chose. Most of you got the correct answer, which is the Employee Resource Group. And this is a way for us to foster a more diverse and inclusive workforce. So let's take a look at how we are faring so far. Ooh, some major changes here. We have KT up in first place, followed closely by KJ and Balaji. Don't worry, you still have 1 more chance to catch up. So let's look at our final question. What is the purpose of Micron Foundation in Singapore? And the answer is to transform the communities where our team members live and work. And together with sustainable manufacturing practices, this allows Micron to maintain a successful global footprint. With that, let's reveal the top 3 winners for our Kahoot quiz. In third place, we have KJ. And in second place, we have Balaji. In first place, we have none other than CTMH. Congratulations to our prize winners. The team at Micron will contact you after the event for the prize collection. And with that, we have come to the end of the short quiz segment that we have. Thank you everyone for your time in joining Micron's virtual fun tour today. We hope you had fun and we would love to see you at Micron sometime in the future. With that, I'll now pass the time back to Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Minnie. That was so fun. Everyone's going crazy with the quizzes. And guess what? We have more coming up for you and more prizes as well in just a little bit, okay? But right now, we do have a second virtual tour that we have actually prepared for you. So the next one is actually by Infineon, and let's start on that tour.
Hi, welcome to Infineon. I'm Phoebe and I'm your tour guide for today. Come on in. This is our campus and where our new colleagues will join us as part of the Infineon family. The whole floor is dedicated to workshops, trainings, all-hands meetings, and events. With the extensive development opportunities available to our employees, Infineon is a great place to kickstart your career as a budding engineer. And who knows, you might even get to visit one of our overseas locations, like our headquarters in Munich, Germany.
If you aspire to be in R&D, you will work with some of the best minds and state-of-the-art tools here. Today, we are giving you an exclusive access to the Development Center, the heart of our R&D activities here at Infineon. Let's go!
This is one of our meeting rooms at the Development Center and one of my favorites, the Future at Work room. This is where innovative and revolutionary ideas are being born, where our engineers are busy shaping and inspiring the future. Every day, we're looking for ways to make life easier, safer, and greener. Our R&D activities focus on mobility, energy efficiency, and security, from developing microcontrollers for safe autonomous driving, power supply controllers that deliver high usage efficiency, and authentication controllers to ensure the products you buy are genuine. A typical project in a development center begins after the business case and the system concept have been decided. The project kicks off with a design and layout. This stage covers design entry, functional simulation, design optimization to physical implementation. Designing a chip is comparable to city planning. Engineers are working on 3D designs that contain multiple layers of connections. We utilize AI to accelerate and optimize this design process and predict routing and floor planning congestions. But there are also other constraints that our engineers need to tackle, such as short channel effects and gate leakages. Keeping up with the latest design concepts and trends is also a crucial part of the job. But for our design engineer, Philip Lim, the challenges are worth it when he gets to see his design creations come alive, knowing his efforts have contributed to everyday products that improve the quality of life. After the chip design is finalized, what follows is the system-on-chip verification. Before the chip design can be taped out, all the hardware components need to be checked to ensure full functionality and optimal performance and meet compliance standards for functional safety and cybersecurity. This verification process is done with an array of powerful electronic design automation tools from Cadence and Synopsys suites. Big data and machine learning also play an important part in increasing the speed of testing. It's exciting for Duan Tuan An, design engineer, to be at the forefront of his field, working with the latest technology and methods that many companies have yet to adopt and apply. Some of these include emulator and PSS, portable test and stimulus standard. Sometime after the chip design is taped out to a semiconductor foundry, the foundry sends us an engineering sample in the form of a wafer. Now it's time to find out if the product works according to a design. Testing takes place in our R&D test labs. Our engineers develop complex test programs and test cases for chip debugging. What you see here is our automatic testing platform, created specifically for TV, PC, adapter, and charger projects. The chip undergoes a temperature stress test inside this chamber. Validating chip robustness is essential to ensure that any defects are identified and to prevent unwanted surprise manufacturing costs. For Thien Yaw Han, application engineer, the process of finding new methods to increase test coverage is one of his favorite parts of the job. Not only does it decrease manual work, it also speeds up the project time, bringing us one step closer to production.
We have one more place to show you, but this place requires something special. Okay, we're now all ready to go into the clean room. Let's go.
Here we have a whole range of highly advanced and leading-edge machines that can test multiple products for electrical, mechanical, and thermal characteristics in parallel. Take this V93K tester, for example. The tester runs numerous rounds of testing to reject defect, reliability drift, and out-of-specification products. As part of the testing process, our test engineers are also developing C++ test methods and customized tools with Python, Java, C# scripts, and Tableau to analyze test data. Once the chip shows peak performance and yield, the product can finally be released for full production. Reaching this stage is a huge accomplishment and motivates our engineers through each step in the development process. Of course, it doesn't just stop at development and production. We need to connect our products to customers, and this is where the system application engineering team comes in. The team takes their understanding of market needs, customer requirements, and system cost performance to present the right products with the right features for a specific customer application. In this case, it is a battery management system for electric vehicles. Our microcontrollers not only ensure safe battery charging, but also optimize the lifespan and performance of car batteries. By prolonging the battery life, we can conserve the Earth's precious resources and reduce the burden on the environment. Together with our customers, we create efficient car batteries for electric vehicles that contribute to a greener environment. You've seen our labs and our workspace, but our engineers can even apply their ideas in a real environment in our very own office. It's a playground for experimentation and part of the strong innovation culture we have here.
This is our cafeteria, where we have a smart radar sensor system installed at our entrances. Our cafeteria, along with our other office spaces, provides a living development environment for us to test and enhance the performance of our works in progress.
As we walk in, you'll notice this display with a go and stop sign. This is all connected to a radar right above the entranceway that detects and counts people as they enter and leave the cafeteria via the two entrances. The information is sent to a dashboard that can be viewed on a device such as your phone. Our R&D team built this system to automate crowd management and keep places like restaurants, stores, theaters, and meeting rooms safe. And we've come to the last part of our tour. This is our co-innovation space and the first of its kind for Infineon worldwide. We partner with startups to offer our expertise in semiconductors and co-create products. We also provide startups with training and guidance in design thinking, business innovation, and connections within and outside Infineon. The interactions with startups also give our engineers opportunities to build up their system knowledge and experience.
So you've seen what we do here at Infineon to make life easier, safer, and greener. We're always looking for like-minded individuals who share our aspirations to join us. So thank you, and we hope to see you soon.
Okay. So thank you so much to Infineon. And right now, it's going to be very cool because we actually do have some industry experts, okay, to join us right now. We have Charmaine here with us today, and she's the Director of Systems Engineering to share a bit more about her work experience as well as the culture at Infineon. So can we have Charmaine here with us right now?
Hello, everyone. Okay, can we have the slides, please, so Sharon?
Hi.
Thank you, Kimberly, and good afternoon, everyone. So I'll give firstly a short introduction about myself. Okay, I am heading the Systems Engineering team at Infineon Singapore Development Center. I have been with Infineon for some 20 years. In fact, I started here as an intern. At that time, I was at the National University of Singapore. Over the course of my time here, I have been involved in the early phases of product development. I was firstly a product application engineer. I was then a concept engineer where we specify products. I was a systems or application engineer where we develop control methods for power and motor applications. I have been a sub-project manager, a team lead, and then a team manager. And now I am a section manager managing, functionally reporting to HQ, to the CTO of our business division. Next. So I'm happy today to give an introduction to Infineon Technologies with the opportunity to share a closer look to Infineon Singapore. So at this point, I would like to remind you that you can also input your queries into the Zoom chat, and we can, hopefully answer some of these questions later at the Q&A session. So at Infineon, we make life easier, safer, and greener. This is our tagline, and join me as I introduce you to the world enabled by semiconductors. Next. Infineon is a top 10 semiconductor company headquartered in Germany. We have employed some 46,000 plus employees worldwide. Infineon is a global leader in semiconductor solutions. Next. So Singapore is the regional HQ for Infineon at Asia. This would encompass, of course, Southeast Asia, Korea, India, Australia, etc. So at Infineon Singapore, we enjoy diversity. We have over 2,000 employees employed at Infineon Singapore. We hear lots of different languages, accents, unique perspectives, and fresh ideas. And that is some 23 nationalities. There's equally a great number of career options available. You could work in our R&D, which we call the Development Center, or in the regional sales and marketing teams, or in one of the many central functions, such as finance, HR, supply chain, IT, purchasing. We also have our smart factory, which began its Industrial 4.0 transformation 4 years ago, and is currently focusing on the AI solutions in the advanced manufacturing process. Do you know that Infineon Singapore is almost as old as Singapore? We just celebrated our 50th year in 2020. Moving on, Infineon employees contribute to the world enabled by our technology. We believe in a better future in making the life easier, safer, and greener. Think about the impact you can make working at Infineon. Easier, where you make everyday life more convenient, such as in the autonomous self-driving vehicles that avoid obstacles, or even the smart headphones and speakers that you are using now, right? And arriving home and that the doors can open for you and only you in a secure way, and interior systems are enabled according to your preferences. So safer is on the application of IoT, Internet of Things, which is also some of the applications we have just mentioned. So we want to have secure transactions on the go, and we of course want to have safe autonomous driving, for example. On greener, Infineon has the goal of being carbon neutral by 2030 by reducing our carbon footprint and creating more CO2 savings through our products and technologies employed. So example applications, where the technologies can be employed are, for example, efficient energy management on chargers, electric vehicles, servers, and even into servers, which is not the consumer application, but into the servers that enable our virtual conferences today, our session today, and also into power supplies for everything that's powered. So if you believe in having a positive impact on the world, and your goal is to create solutions that help solve the technological, economic, and social challenges facing the world today, I think you'll feel right at home right in Infineon. Next. So therefore, Infineon innovations and new ideas become reality. What does that look like, you might ask? So let me give you some recent application examples. So in the early stages of the COVID-19 outbreak, Infineon produced in short time over 38 million power semiconductors, an essential component for the medical ventilators. Another example which I just mentioned is also the audio amplifiers that enable the smart headphones that is in huge demand with working from home and virtual meetings, events becoming a common affair. Next. Now, creating and driving new technological development starts in R&D. Infineon spends a significant percentage of our revenue into R&D activities. That's about 1.8 billion Singapore dollars. Globally, we have close to 8,000 R&D employees across 54 sites and have more than 29,000 patents to date. We also leverage with partnerships and have programs where we work together with technical companies, universities, and research institutes. Next, we will look closer at Infineon Singapore, our development center in particular, where we work in a range of applications comprising power and sensor systems. Very briefly, it means into power supplies, IoT, and AI applications. Then there's the automotive microcontroller systems, such as into future cars. And of course, also about authentication security, where we also talk about just now about secured applications. So we are proud to be the 30 years pioneer in the Singapore R&D landscape, employing over 250 R&D staffs from the region and covering the full value chain of the IC development phases. Just to share a little bit more, my team and I work in the area of power supply and sensor systems. We focus on embedded systems expertise and system integration, including AI and deep learning application development. Okay, and here I would like to remind you again, in case you have any questions about R&D jobs, you are welcome to input your queries in the Zoom chat. And then we'll move to the next slide. Yes, so Infineon has a global network of partners and customers. Here are just a few of them. Many projects also involve cross-site collaboration. So Infineon is a great place of diversity and learning from each other. Next. So are you interested to find out more about Infineon? We are on social media. Please check us out. And with that, I hope you find this introduction to Infineon useful for you. I am passing back to you, Kimberly. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much, Charmaine. Thank you, Charmaine. Okay, so right now we actually have got two interns who are from Infineon, and they're going to
Kimberly, we cannot hear you. Okay, never mind. So maybe while hi Kimberly, we cannot hear you. Are you back?
I think my connection dropped for a little while.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hi. Yes. Okay, so right now we actually have got two interns who are working with Infineon, right? And they're going to share with us their experience over at Infineon. So we have got Jun Cheng as well as Ziwei. So Jun Cheng is the Customer Logistics Management Team intern, and Ziwei is actually the SG United traineeship from the Meteorology Department. Jun Cheng, go ahead.
Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Jin Chen, and I'm a year 3 undergraduate at SUSS, and I'm pursuing a Bachelor's of Science in Supply Chain Management with minor in Analytics. So I'm currently an intern that's attached to the Competency Center Singapore that supports the operations of the CLM organization. So CLM in short is Customers Logistics Management, whereby for CC Sync, right? So we support the CLM through the back-end processes, such as from the CLMs from Korea pool, from Japan as well as from Singapore, with the back-end processes, so that CLMs can have more times to focus on their customers to add more value and increase customer satisfaction. Next, please. So currently, I'm involved in 3 different type of tasks, mainly delivery initiation, report support, as well as digitalization processes. So under delivery initiation, we will perform order fulfillment via SAP, such as to match the customer's demand with the supply, and as well as responding to any additional customer requests, such as through expediting urgent shipments or even perform order cancellations. So under report support, we will generate reports on an ad hoc basis to support the CRMs in their operational needs. And furthermore, under digitalization processes, the interns are actually tasked with side projects such as automation of processes through the use of Excel VBA to generate reports in a more efficient and accurate manner. Yeah. And furthermore, we also have explored using the use of RoboScript to complement existing operation processes. Next. So some of my key takeaways from this internship will be an increase in business understanding of how Infineon as a company operates and how it's linked to the real world. And furthermore, through the different projects that I've undertaken with my department, I've actually gained some skills such as time management, project management, as well as an increase in technical knowledge, such as Excel VBA and the using of RoboScript, which I do not have prior to joining Infineon. So furthermore, I can get to apply what I've learned, the theoretical knowledge that I've learned in school into the current working world, and I find that it's quite different, and I get to learn a lot on the go with my department. And lastly, I've managed to learn that there's how to strike a balance in working in my current job scope, which is also to have a zero defect mindset, whereby you have to balance the accuracy together with the speed of completion. So with this, I will end my internship sharing, and I'll pass the time to Ziwei. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to share about my traineeship experience in Infineon. So a short introduction about myself. Next, please. Yeah, my name is Ziwei, and I'm a recent graduate from NUS, majoring in mechanical engineering. I work in the metrology and control team in backend development for my 1 year in traineeship since September last year. Next, please. Yeah. So I want to share some of the projects I'm involved in and what I learned. So first one is running computer simulation using R, Minitab, and some Python to analyze possibility of design failure on cases like capillary imprint and creepage distance. I used the method called Monte Carlo simulation to run millions of trials within a few seconds, capable of detecting extreme cases, which complements the experimental data for chip design. And my second ongoing project is supporting the setup of database infrastructure in other Infineon sites, learning metrology data type as well as the space database structure. I also communicate with engineers from Indonesia, Malaysia, Korea, and Germany to understand their concerns and keep track of the project progress. My third project is to support auto data upload solution from Excel to the space database. So currently there are hundreds of data entries from production that has to be keyed into the database one by one. And by enabling connection between Excel and the database, the data will be auto-uploaded and can save large amount of time. To achieve this, I use Excel VBA programming and Windows API to write program for the virtual serial ports, input and output connection. So the key takeaways are firstly, technical knowledge, data analysis and backend process related knowledge for someone like me who had no prior knowledge about R or Python or DB space. I was encouraged to take up the many different projects within my team to acquire these new skills. And also for me, I improved a lot on my communication skills and project management. I also learned to apply Lean Six Sigma methodology in streamlined process. And most importantly is the attitude to learning, as I'm given many opportunities in Infineon to work with people from different backgrounds and expand my expertise as a metrology data engineer. That's it. That's the end of my sharing, and thank you very much. I'll pass the time back to Kimberly.
Hi, I think I'll take this over. This is Sharon. I'm leading the telenetwork team for ASEAN. So we'd like to open the floor now for any questions for Infineon. Please feel free to unmute yourself to ask any questions to Charmaine, Junchen, or Ziwei. And maybe it'd be good to know that, maybe the first three participants who unmute themselves to ask us questions will get a small token from Infineon. Anyone would like to ask the first question? Because I think time is running a little bit tight for us.
Or Sharon, is there some interesting question from the Q&A?
Yes, there's actually quite a lot from the Q&A. And I think I answered most of it. Hang on,
Sharon,
let me.
I saw someone raise their hand, so I unmute Chiu Meng
Sure.
Leung here. So Chiu Meng Leung, you can ask your questions. And the next one will be Jamson Low. Yeah, I think we got some technical issues. I think they are not they're not able to unmute. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, maybe we can take the first three people that have asked questions in the chat box. Then we later contact them for the prizes.
Sure. Julian, can you tell me the name again, or then I can read the questions out?
Okay. Give me a sec.
Yep. In fact, we do have quite a lot of questions that my team is trying to answer. So Shalene and Elsie, please feel free to help to answer the questions. It's really pouring in. Oh my, okay, it's quite a lot. Okay.
Sharon, we can check it back at the back end. So
Sure.
we will give you the names. So yeah.
Shortage of time right now, so we're gonna move on.
Okay.
And the questions that are currently in the chat, you guys can try to answer that in the chat and get back to them via the chat box. But right now, I would like to invite everyone to actually join us over on Kahoot, because this is the point where we're actually going to be giving away some massive prizes as we promised earlier on this afternoon actually. So we do have up for grabs that brand new iPhone 12 Pro that we were talking about. We also have a $600 gift card from Secret Lab, and not forgetting the Xbox Series S. Okay, so if you're a student right now, this is your chance. We do want you to go on over to Kahoot to actually participate in the online quiz. So join us over at Kahoot right now. And meantime, don't forget, you can also check out the SSIA microsite to check out more details about, internship opportunities, to ask questions to your industry partners, etc. Okay, but we're gonna head on over to Kahoot right now. All you need to do is to key in kahoot.it and enter the game pin. Okay, so game pin. Can we share that with everybody?
Hello. Hello.
Hi. Okay, fantastic. We have so many.
Hello.
Okay, that's a lot of people. Okay, that's fantastic. So we're gonna, wow, everyone's just streaming in. We have over 300 participants, 400 close. Okay, we're just gonna wait a little bit more so that we can actually get everyone to come in to join us. Now, we only do have 5 questions. So remember how Kahoot works, okay? It's gonna be fastest fingers first. Even if you get the correct answer, the faster you actually key in the correct answer, you will actually be able to get more points. We're picking 3 winners at the end of this. Of course, you will be contacted via email, and you will actually have to provide a valid student pass, as SSIA has to, verify your identity and prove that you're a student before you actually walk away with the prize, okay? Okay, fantastic. So a lot of people are already in. I think we're gonna kick off with the 5 questions. Let's go. Okay, so I'll read out the questions to you as well, but once you see, you can start answering it. Remember, fastest fingers first. First question. Now, what is the percentage that the electronics sector contributing to Singapore's manufacturing GDP? Is it 13%, 28%, 39, or 60? Do you know this one? Hurry, key in those answers. The faster you key in, the more points you actually get, okay? I'm so excited for you. I can't win the iPhone 12 Pro, so I can't wait to see who's gonna get it. Okay, time is up. Most of you guys got it correct. That's fantastic. 170 people with the correct answer. The answer is 39%. So let's see, on the leaderboard right now, we have Ahmad Han as well as Lim Zixiong. You guys are tied in first place. I see a lot of 987s, which is great. Zach Chingwei as well as Marcus. Next question. Now, which of the following are not covered by the Semiconductor Communication Campaign launched by SSIA and EDB? Is it semiconductor industry's developments, young people's profile, job opportunities, or job interview tips? You got 10 seconds. Key in those answers and let's see if you can get it correct. Ooh, time is moving very quickly and time is up. Oh! Most of you guys got this one wrong, but the answer is job interview tips. So congratulations to those who got it correct. Let's see how it changes. Ooh, Social Alpaca is on the top right now. Ren An is in second place. Oh, the points are very, very close. Let's move on to the third question and see if it changes one more time. Which of these are one of the categories of the local ecosystem? Is it outsourcing, semiconductor assembly and test, autonomous vehicles, telecommunications, or certification services? What is your answer? I actually have the answers here with me, so I'm quite excited to see if anybody's going to get this one right or wrong. Time is up. Okay, most of you guys got it correct. That's well done. OSAT, of course, outsourcing semiconductor assembly and test. Amadhan, you're back in the game. 2,784 points. Brian 5 is at a close second. Run An is still in third place. You're still on the list. We've got Katie and Paul as well. True or false question. This should be easy. Micron Singapore is certified as Singapore's top 10 best workplaces for large and medium workplaces for 2 consecutive years. 50-50, give it a guess. True or false. This should be pretty easy. If they ask you a question like that, the answer is always... You should know this one, guys. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the answer is true, of course. The sharing earlier on showed you that, they love working at Micron. So this is very, very obvious. Ren An, you're now in first place with 3,729 points. Brian 5 is second. Amarhan still in the race. Remember, you got to be the top 3 winners and also a student to walk away with the prize, okay? Next up, final question. Infineon partners with startups at its to offer the expertise in semiconductors and co-create products, collaboration space, co-innovation space, startup space, and thinking space. If you pay close attention to the virtual tour, you would know the answer. Did you guys actually pay attention? I hope so, because this could help you win that brand new phone. Oh my gosh. Time is up. Co-innovation space. Most of you guys got it correct. Now we're going to see who are our top 3 winners. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Number 3, Brian 5, you made it in. 4,593 points. And then we also have Run An in second place. And the first place is... Amadhan, congratulations. Okay, so you 3 will actually be contacted by SSIA, and you will still have to verify, of course, your identity with a valid student ID as well as your email address. So hold on to that. For those of you guys who didn't get a prize just yet, don't worry. There's so many more to be won, including a brand new computer, iPad. There's also like AirPods and an Apple Watch as well. You can actually join the online contest on the Electronics Industry Day platform over the microsite to win other massive prizes as well, okay? And congratulations. So just to announce the prizes one more time, third place, of course, Brian 5, you actually get the Xbox Series S. Congratulations to you. We got Renan in second place, and Renan is going to get the Secret Lab gift card worth over $600. You can get yourself whatever you want from Secret Lab. And the first prize, of course, going to Amadhan. You're getting the iPhone 12 Pro. So congratulations to all our winners. And don't forget to go and check out the SSIA microsite, because there's so many amazing, details and information right there. You can connect with industry partners as well, find out career opportunities, and even more. But we have come to the end of our little session today. I cannot say it's little actually, because there was almost 1,000 participants. It was absolutely insane. But thank you so much for spending your afternoon together with us. And I hope that you actually learned something today and found something useful for you and your future career. And that's it. We're wrapping up the Electronics Industry Day 2021. My name is Kim. Thank you so much for having me as part of the event. And I hope to see you guys again next year. All the best. Bye.